Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite dragon, Aurelion Sol. We're going to be talking about what his spells do, combos, etc. etc. So, starting off with your passive ability, it's basically one of them abilities where you infinitely stack, and the more you stack, the stronger you get. So, Aurelion Sol specifically, his stacks affect all of his spells. For example, the more stacks you get, your Q gets a bigger burst damage, your W increases the length of your flight, your E becomes a bigger area of effect, and it increases the threshold when you can you could you do you want your E becomes a bigger area of effect, and it increases the threshold you can execute enemies with it, and your ultimate basically just increases the area of effect. Your Q is called Breath of Light. Q is a channel ability that it can go infinitely as long as you're holding Q, and it's gonna look like this. While casting it, it's gonna start forming a circle around the target, and this circle, once completed, is gonna do an extra burst damage based on their max health. Also, each time when you complete a full circle of the ability, it's gonna give you stacks of your passive, which is what you want. Your W ability is your flying ability, which allows you to cast all of your spells, and if you manage to get any form of takedown, assist, or kill in the span of 3 to 5 seconds, the ability will reset so you can fly again and chase the next target, reset, chase, etc. Simultaneously, the more stacks you have, it increases the length of the flight. For example, now I can only fly, how much is that? 3 flashes distance, which is not a lot, but once you get like 150 to 200 stacks, you can fly like half the map. So your flying ability will look like this, and you can cast all of your abilities while flying. When you cast your Q while flying, it's gonna slow you down. The idea is so you can stay on the target, so while flying past, you can just slow down and shoot and keep kiting. Your E ability is a point and click AoE black hole that pulls everything to the center, and it executes enemies below certain threshold. For example, right now is 6.4% of their max health, but the more stacks you have, the threshold increases. The good thing about the spell is that you get stacks from it, from champions, just by being in it. So, for example, let's just say that this dummy is a champion. It only works on champions though. Minions have to be executed in order for you to get stacks. So I'm gonna place it on top of the dummy. Right now I have 55 stacks. So the dummy is gonna stay inside for the full duration, and that's gonna give me 6 stacks. If the enemy stays for the full duration, that will give you 6 stacks. So the more enemies you have inside, the more stacks you're gonna get. The more stacks you have, your E ability will increase in range and execute threshold. Your ultimate ability is called Falling Star, and once you unlock it at level 6, you have to collect 75 additional stacks, and then you're gonna transform it to the Sky's Descent, which has 1 use per every 75 stacks that you get. So once you use it, you have to gather another 75 stacks, and you can use the Sky's Descent again. So to begin with, your normal ultimate, the Falling Star, it's a point and click AoE stun that stuns everything after a second, and it looks like this. It also gives you 5 stacks of your passive per champion hit, which is amazing. So once your ultimate has transformed into the Sky's Descent, you're gonna have a small icon next to your health bar to indicate your team and the enemy team, unfortunately, as well. So everyone is gonna be a bit more cautious when you have it. So when you're using the Sky's Descent, it's gonna have the same effect as your normal ult. It's gonna be a point and click AoE stun, but it kinda turns into a nuke. So after it falls down, it releases a massive shockwave, and everything that you hit with it is gonna be affected from the shockwave damage. So just for an example, I placed 2 dummies in each brush, just so I can show you what I meant by a shockwave damage. So let's just say that I'm attacking this dummy here with my ult. It's gonna fall down, and the shockwave falls down, and you can see how big the area of damage is. It reached until the inhibitor from where I am here. As you can see, it brings all types of monsters and everything because of it. The more stacks you get, your ultimate is gonna increase in size. So instead of being this size here, is gonna keep increasing and keep increasing and keep increasing. So for example, now I have 290 stacks, which is very easily achievable. Look at the area of effect of my ult now. It's twice the size. Same with the E. Flight duration, I can fly quite a lot. It's pretty decent, especially if someone is chasing you. You can kite them down from here to here. Just keep throwing, you can keep spitting, keep spitting. Whoever is on the way, you can just walk around, obliterate everything. So let's pretend that we are playing ARAM and these three dummies right here are actual champions. So your perfect combo is gonna look something like this. You're gonna fly in, press E, ult immediately after, and Q on the enemies. Someone is definitely gonna die in the process. And while doing so, you fly away or you start chasing them because they're gonna start running. So this is how it should look.
Enemy AC 130 above.
So you fly in, ult in, E, and I'm out. So that's that for spells and combos. Let's jump into some gameplay. Right, welcome back. So, early game, most important thing to do as Aurelion Sol is to farm stacks. Easiest way of doing it is just find the biggest clump of champions like this one now. Use your Q, use your E, and walk out. So just by doing this for the span of like 5 seconds, I already got 12 stacks. Now I'm coming back, all reset, flying in, chasing. I need to get my revenge. Flying in, QE, dead. And flying out with no HP. Same thing here, you can always just fly in, drop an E on the enemies, and get out. That'll be like quick stacks, and at the same time, when they see you flying, they're gonna start running away instead of trying to fight back. This is in most cases. So that'll be easy stacks for you. Best thing that can happen to you when playing Aurelion Sol is the enemy team just ignores you, so you just sit there and you channel your Q ability and you do so much damage, plus you gain stacks. And after that, when they're low HP, you just dive in, chase them, ult, Q, whatever, you close in. Gagas here did such an amazing task, throwing back Soraka back into my range. I already casted my ult, so Smolder and Soraka got stunned and executed from my E, gaining stacks. Just sit and shoot, sit, shoot, sit and shoot, sit and shoot. Sit and shoot again, sit and shoot. You can't go wrong with sitting and shooting. And when they're low HP, dive in, Q, use everything if necessary, ace. Look at this E that they did there. 3 of them are in it, and Nautilus can't walk out because he's gonna step in it. So this E right here won us the team fight, simply by where it was positioned. Easy cleanup, easy game. There you go again, the classic sit and shoot, and then they burn. This is one of the examples where you kite back with your Q and W together. Unfortunately, Naru wasn't really chasing me, but at the same time I was in range, so I can damage him. And here I thought that I can get some extra stacks, because I had all the minions to myself. Extra stacks and solo XP. But enemy team decided that they want to die. So, here you go, ultimate, shockwave, obliterated. Look at that, Jin. Now you see him, now you don't. That's it. Dive in, ult, E, done. Chasing the rest. Kinda overestimated Queen here. I thought she would be an easy prey. Not really. Awareness and positioning with Aurelion Sol is very crucial. So as you saw, I can see Thresh walking in. I already know that he's gonna try to hook me because I'm immobile. I'm just sat there idle. So obviously I'm gonna be the prime target for his hooks. You see him walk into you, stop casting your Q, walk back, easy dodge. Yasuo is just attacking the tower without minions for some reason. Dive in, EQ, 1, 2, 3 kills. Chase Milieu, because he's annoying as hell. Boom. Dead. If by any chance none of the enemies are clumped up, safe bet is always to use your E on the minions. Also, you can delay the minions from getting at your tower by placing your E somewhere before the tower, so the enemy team wouldn't be able to attack your tower, which is pretty smart move in case if you wanna stall out until you scale and gather up a lot more stacks. Here against this team, I personally had a massive advantage because most of them are melee or very short range. Naturally they would clump up together, so I would get so much stacks before the game even hit crucial point. So I'm already at 56 stacks at minute 4, which is absurd because the game normally starts at minute 2. I tried to do a cheeky brush stun combo, hopefully I'll execute someone. I failed, I missed everything, and then the enemy team starts chasing me, and because they invested quite a lot to do so, instead of Rakan charming the team, he started chasing me, which led to us killing them all. Here on this one, quick E on the minions. My E is gonna start executing minions, gaining me stacks, and I just have to focus on killing everyone who is under the tower. And so I did. They started diving, I don't know why. Pantheon here, he got my Penta. It's pretty unlucky, what can you do? Fortunately for me, he was a very nice guy, so he immediately tried to atone for his mistake, and we dove Xin Zhao. We tried to get the Penta, it didn't work out. So I showed my respect, and I said so in chat. I said, thank you for trying, bro. Unfortunately, it didn't work. You can see in this clip, minute 7, I have almost 150 stacks. Like I said, it's quite easy to get stacks in ARAM with Aurelion Sol, as long as you position your E correctly, if you hit your ults on multiple targets, and if you get to do the special sit and shoot onto an enemy champion. Now, the key thing here was the black shield that prevented me from being knocked up from Rakan. So I just started shooting, kiting back. I ended up getting 3 kills, and obviously now I'm thirsty for the Penta that I got denied. So I'm trying everything in order to get the Penta, but I wasn't even given a quadra here, which is quite upsetting. When nobody's around, you should always try to farm stacks from minions. So just place down your E in the middle, your team will help. You get 6 stacks per wave, guaranteed. Each minion gives 1 stack, so that's 6 stacks per wave, guaranteed. How unfortunate that Xin Zhao hit his snowball. Just reposition, fly to safety while kiting with Q. Because your W reset, you can go in again as soon as you feel safe enough, and if you have your other abilities out of cooldown. Just flying in won't do you any good, so make sure that you have any of your abilities active. So here I got a bit greedy. I really wanted to get Rakan, but obviously minions got in the way for my Q. Luckily for me, I had my shockwave move, so he died anyway. Flying back to safety immediately. You probably think, man, you're going way too far back. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is, I stay at the maximum range of my Q, just because I don't want anybody to get close to me. Positioning is everything. Positioning and maneuvering yourself is everything with Aurelion Sol, just because of how immobile you are while casting your Q. If you see here, luckily somehow I survived, even though the enemy forced a very hard engage. They threw everything on me, still failed. Unlucky for them. Chased them down, killed them. If you look closely, I have 274 stacks at minute 13. This is almost 21 stacks per minute, which is crazy stack. This is like high stonks. Quick note here, Xin Zhao is teleporting behind us to ambush us. What am I doing? I'm running forward so he can attack someone else. I'm very sorry. So he can attack someone else and I can fly out and reposition myself. Once I have repositioned, I can safely go back in with my max range Q. Keep spitting, keep spitting, keep spitting. Flash out and look at this threshold, this execute threshold. This is probably like 10% of the enemy's health. They're just popping like balloons. And I'm gonna close it up with another quadra.
Enemy double kill.
Enemy AC-130 above!
Shut down.
I have no idea why did our team try to surrender at this point. Obviously I don't want to play anymore. I just want to close the game. I don't have time for these fools. I just want to close the game, get out, take the dub, and move on to the next game.